Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of My Lemonade Life, and today we are going to talk about your pantry. What is in your pantry? Are you prepared for a long weekend if the grocery store is closed or if we have weather or anything like that? I went into my pantry the other day and checked to see, I was looking for something simple to make for my grandkids. I am a home cook and I do cook from scratch, but I also have mixes on hand. And when I started looking, I realized how many things I have in my pantry that you can just add water. And I feel like that's kind of a necessity. It's like if you don't have the tomato sauce to go with a spaghetti sauce mix or whatever, if you don't have the other ingredients, a just add water mix works perfect. So I found in my pantry 22 items that you just have to add water. And so today I'm going to go through those 22 items, and then we're going to talk about maybe a couple more that I don't have that you might want, or some that I have that you don't want. Quinoa, I don't want it. I know a lot of people love quinoa. I don't. I just don't love it, but I love couscous. So I have couscous. And so I'm just going to kind of go through this little list. I found 22 things, and we're just going to go through and see what we can come up with and talk about the things that you can do with these items that you just have to add water. These are great for an emergency if something happened and you couldn't get out of the house, if you were weather bound or heaven forbid another pandemic or something like that. These things are really easy to make and they will fill your belly. They may not be what you want, but they will fill your belly. And they may not be, your kids might love you because I have junk food snacks. You guys, I have food in my house that is made for junk food. And it is like, is there a cookie mix in here? Absolutely. Is there a brownie mix? If there's one that just adds water, it's gonna be in my pantry. Are there muffins that you just add water? Yep. And so the list goes on and on. So today I'm gonna just show you what I have and give you some ideas of things that you can stock to get started on your pantry, or if your pantry is already full and you just want to add a few little extra things to it, then this is a great place to start. Okay, so condensed soup. You guys, we all have condensed soup, right? Maybe not, but most of us have a can of cream of mushroom for that favorite casserole, or a can of tomato, or a can of chicken noodle in case you get the flu, or that's just what you choose, as far as the kind of soup that you like to eat for lunch. This is just add water. So we've got our soup, and I'm gonna set them, see if we can get them in the camera vision. I'll move the camera if I need to. The muffin mix that I was talking about. This is a triple berry muffin mix. I'm gonna just, disclaimer, it is not the healthiest thing. I don't think these berries are real. I think they're little nuggets that are dehydrated and taste like berries. But my grandkids love them. They think they are awesome. And so I just need to add a half cup of water to this mix and mix up some of these brownies and these muffins, and they think I am the best grandma ever. And they think I'm a great cook. So we'll just keep fooling them. Okay, so I don't drink coffee and I don't drink this, but my son does. So I went and raided his pantry to see what he had that you just add water. So this is the cacao, if that's how you say it. It's the Creo brew, and it brews like coffee, but it is really chocolate. Now, if I was craving chocolate, yeah, I would probably be drinking this stuff. So this is something that he has that you just add water, and it's just it's brewed kind of like coffee with water. You guys, I have not Crystal Light, Country Time lemonade. Country Time lemonade. Now the reason I store lemonade is not because I love the sugar or anything like that, but I have been in areas where the water does not taste very good. And if you can't get pure water and your water doesn't taste very good, okay, I live in a place where we have water and ice stores. When I moved here, I'm like, why do you have a water and ice store? Well, it's because the water tastes like, really not very good. And so if you're in an emergency situation and you don't have the best tasting water, you can just add a little bit of this lemonade and it'll help to get that water down. So that is why I have Crystal Light. I also have Tang like this. These are super good. They'll last these little containers will last forever. I don't think that they ever go bad. given my mom's experience, nothing ever goes bad. She has had food. One time I was at her house and I said, I was having hot chocolate and I said, Mom, do you have any marshmallows? And she said, yeah, they're in the garage. So I went out in the garage. Have you ever seen those little marshmallows in the Swiss Miss coffee or cocoa mix? That's what they looked like. They were so dehydrated. And I looked at the expiration date and it was like 10 years before. But my mom saves everything food-wise forever. And most of the time it's good. You guys, food doesn't necessarily always go bad. Okay, rice mix. This is a Knorr rice packet. This one specifically asks for 2 cups of water and optional tablespoon of vegetable oil. So you can have a rice mix. If you, again, these are things that you can make a meal of if you have to, okay? And they're also great to have on hand for side dishes and things like that. I make Spanish rice with my tacos and things that I make. So to be able to make a healthy homemade taco and then throw a little bit of this rice on the side, again, my grandkids think I'm amazing. And they're not old enough to know better yet, and we're not gonna tell them. Okay, this is a dehydrated soup mix. And this again is just to add water. So there's lots of varieties that you can find in the store, brands and things like that. Just add water and you've got a pot of soup. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, I told you I had a cookie mix. There it is, chocolate chip. This one specifically, oh no, I read the recipe wrong. This one actually calls for butter. Wonder what would happen if we just made it with water. Oh no, I have to rethink things now. Okay, so this one needs butter and water. Sorry. A lot of these will call for oil or butter to go with them, but a lot of them you can, I don't know what would happen to the cookies, but a lot of the mixes, like the rices and stuff like that, you can cook them with just water and they're fine. Jell-O. Who doesn't love Jell-O? I mean, that makes a treat. If you're in a situation and you don't have access to a lot of grocery store items, having this in the pantry makes it just a nice little sweet treat. Okay, Jell-O. Mashed potatoes. So these packets of mashed potatoes, again, they call for, these just call for water, but of course we all like butter or gravy on our mashed potatoes. So these just call for water. But then I have also a gravy mix that just calls for water. So you could have mashed potatoes and gravy if you needed to, just adding water. Okay, let's stick these right here. I'm getting to the big stuff. I kind of sized this in a certain way. Okay, this is a pasta mix, or a sauce mix, pesto. This is just add water. You can just add water to this. Little olive oil or regular oil if you have it, or butter. But if you don't have it, it will still taste good, okay? So we've got a sauce mix. This is that couscous I was talking about. I'm hoping it's couscous. If it's quinoa, I'm gonna be sad. I batched it up and then I forgot to put a tag on it. But I'm pretty sure this is couscous. This is another thing you can just add water. Okay, couscous. We have these little noodle meals, pad thai noodle soup. This is a hot and spicy ramen. These are just add water. So these little things are great to store. They're inexpensive, they're lightweight. They say they expire, but there's so much MSG in them. I don't know if there is any. No, this one says no added MSG, but there's so much stuff in them that I think they probably don't go bad. Very quickly anyway. Okay, angel food cake. You guys, who doesn't want angel food cake? And if you have some powdered sugar, you just add a little water and some flavoring to it and you've got a frosting on an angel food cake. Okay, angel food cake, that's another just add water. Pasta, just add water. We could eat noodles plain if we had to, and we could make a meal of it, just noodles if we had to. But again, it's just add water. And that bag does not want to stand up. I can feel it now. I'm going to stick it right here. We'll put it by the pesto sauce, because if you have these two things, you do have a meal. And as we go along, we will learn how to have all the things in the pantry that we need. This is like a basic just figure out what you've got thing. So check and see how many items you have in your pantry that are just add water. And I'd love it if you'd post it in the comments so we can just see where everybody stands a little bit. I don't want to say stored food, but I rotate food. I have had a pantry for a long, long time. When I was a kid, my grandma had a garage that looked like a grocery store. She had been through World War II, and so she had food on hand, and I used to love to go into the garage and see what she had on the cabinet, on the shelves. And my grandpa was really organized, and so they had the bins so that the soups would roll down. And this was like a long, 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 long time ago. And it was just like, she'd say, would you go out to the garage and get me a can of soup? And I would go out, and the garage was detached, and it was dark, and there was a light that I had to pull the string to get the light on. And I would be so excited that I got to go to the garage. And I would just look at all of it like I was in the biggest grocery store of my life. I come from a family that has always tried to be prepared. And when I was younger, I learned that I wanted to be able to eat what I want to eat and not what I have to eat. So yes, I might be a little bit of a snob, but I do store food that I like to eat. I don't have, 50 tons of wheat or 50 tons of cornmeal or whatever. I have things that I like to eat, like chocolate chip cookies. I better make sure I've got some butter or oil in the cupboard though too. Okay, so this is a full freeze-dried packet of food. So this, you can just add water. That's all you have to add to it. Just add water, and you've got beef and stroganoff. Okay, so this is freeze-dried, and this can. Let me see how many servings are in it. There's 10 servings in this can, okay? So, but again, it's just add water. So if you've got water, you've got food. Okay, so that's that. Then we have ramen, top ramen. We all have top ramen, I think. I used to, before there were so many concerns about dietary things and stuff like that, and what's good for you and what's not good for you. I would make steak for dinner, but I would serve a side of top ramen, and my kids loved it. They were always like, teriyaki steak and top ramen, woo! So this is great as an easy, quick side dish too. Okay, oatmeal, instant oats. You guys, that can be a meal. You don't have to have milk on them. You can just add a little bit of sugar, and I'm sure most of us, even in an emergency, will have sugar in our pantry or some kind of a sweetener, some honey, some syrup, something like that. So this is, or you can get the kind that has the flavoring, maple and brown sugar. But this makes a quick and easy solid food. Just add water. Then we have rice. You guys, this is just regular old rice. And tell me in the comments, do you rinse your rice? My daughter, for years, I never rinsed my rice. I didn't know I was supposed to rinse my rice. And then a few months ago, my daughter's like, you don't rinse your rice? And I go, I've never rinsed my rice. And she's like, you're supposed to rinse your rice. So I read about it, and I'm still alive and I didn't rinse my rice, but yeah, you can rinse it, or you can be like me and don't. So rice. Rice is always good to have on hand. They use it on Survivor for a reason. It's because it fills your belly. So rice, you can do just with boiling water. Yes, does it say salt and butter? Yeah. So maybe make sure you have some butter on hand if you really like butter. But if you don't have it, you can still survive on rice, okay? And I'm not really talking survival. I have not prepared my pantry necessarily for survival. I'm just saying that if things were tight, if you, heaven forbid, were out of work and you didn't have money for food, or you couldn't just run to the store, if you have some of these ingredients in your pantry, it just makes it a little easier and gives you a little bit of security. Okay, pancake mix. You guys, now don't laugh at me. This is, okay, if you ask my grandkids, I make the best pancakes in the world. Nobody makes them better. I have a son that cooks, and he makes them from scratch. His kids come over here and they go, Grandma, you make the best pancakes. This is Krusty's, you guys. I just add water. And my granddaughter She's 10 now, but she said when she was about 7, she goes, but you add love. And I do add love. But these you guys, this Krusteaz mix or any other mix that you just add water is great to have on hand because you can always eat a pancake. So pancake mix, Krusteaz, or there's some others out there I know that you just add water, but since my grandkids think I'm so amazing, I just keep using the Krusteaz. Okay, so Krusteaz, pancake mix, and then last but not least, we have hot chocolate packets. Because when you're down in the dumps and it's kind of a cold day and you might not have time to run to the store, or you need a sweet treat, this is awesome. This hot chocolate packets. You can tell I have a lot of different kinds. My favorite is the dark chocolate. The dark chocolate with the little mini marshmallows like I got in my mom's garage. So anyway, you guys, that is 22 items that you can check and see if you have in your pantry. Make a list, see what you want to have. Most of these are really reasonable to purchase, and maybe just have a few things on hand so that if anything, you know, goes sideways a little bit or whatever, or you just need a quick fix or a quick meal time side, all you have to do is add water, and it takes kind of the, you know, the pressure off of making a big meal. So I hope you have loved this. If you would just take inventory, and then when you get a second, drop it in the comments. Let us know how you're standing. See what we didn't have that you have in your pantry that has just add water, and let us know. And then also tell us if you rinse your rice. You guys, I hope you have an amazing day and have fun shopping or taking inventory of your pantry or whatever it is you're going to do. And I will see you again next time. Okay, my friends, if you have loved this video, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and also hit the bell notifications so that you will find out when we post a new video. See you next time.